So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the Gonk's hat kind of fluffy at the end of it. I've obviously made a very short kind of focus on this little bobble hat, and this is the red bit kind of coming like this just for the purpose of this tutorial. So your instructions say to cut out 16 strands of white yarn in about 8 centimeters, and then you need your 4mm hook for this. So the reason you need 16 is because you're going to be using one for every white stitch you've got, and that is 16 in total. And 8 centimeters does seem quite long, but any shorter and you won't be able to do the technique of attaching it, and then you'll cut it afterwards to make it look how you want. So all you've got to do is get your strand and fold it in half like that. And then get your 4mm hook and get your first stitch at the bottom here and go round and up the post of it, similar to doing your 3D bobble. And you want your folded strand like that. So the bit that's folded, you want to pull through and get out the other side. And you only want to leave it just like that, just enough so that kind of folded bit is halfway through. Then you're done with your crochet hook, and you literally, with your fingers, just pull those 2 strands through this loop. And that's why if you do it any shorter, it'll be a really big struggle to pull. So, and that's your first one, and you're going to be doing that technique with all of your 16 stitches. So I'll do a few more with you, and I'll show you the end product. So fold in half around that post, pull it up, pull it most of the way through, but not all the way through, making sure that doesn't come out. Then just use your fingers to, you can also use crochet hook to pull those 2 strands through, but literally just pull it like that. Do one more with you, and then I'll show you the end result. So folded around that post, bring it through, but not all the way. That's good. And then pop these 2 strands through that loop and pull tightly. Okay, so I'll carry on doing all the rest of them, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So that is what it looks like when all 16 is attached. If you want, you can attach some more and put it on the same stitches, but I just do it the same amount. And obviously these are quite long. Or if you want a long Gonk hat, that's absolutely up to you. I use some scissors just to give the Gonk hat a little trim. And again, the only reason I don't do it shorter in the first place is because otherwise I'll struggle to actually bring it through. But you can kind of cut them at different lengths, make it a little bit more. And there we are. Oh, getting loads of. And there we are. That is your fluffy Gonk bobble hat.